Sorry about that. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Fresh Sports Sports Show. I'm waiting for a special guest to tune in. Super Bowl Media Week, and we covering over plenty of Super Bowl topics, but we got some NBA topics to get through too. Appreciate you tuning in, everybody. Welcome to the Fresh Sports Sports Show. My guy Nate, go ahead, introduce yourself to the audience, returning guest.
Yes, sir. What's up,
Yeah,
bro?
appreciate you doing this for me. For early morning, and you're on a different coast than me, so it's a little earlier for you. So I appreciate you doing this for me.
Yeah, for sure. Y'all
Um,
ready?
we're gonna go over a couple of NBA topics because NBA been ruling over all the news waves this week. We're gonna finish it up with the Super Bowl topics. That's cool.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
get it.
First and foremost, guys, start off with near and dear in my heart. Can we talk about the Russell Westbrook getting traded to the Jazz? We could talk about all the buyout stuff after that, but as far as in the pieces that they got back, yeah, I mean, I do like the pieces. You know, the Jared Vanderbilt, obviously D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley. I understand stuff like that, but I wish my man Russell Westbrook was still in the Lakers. What's your thoughts on that? Appreciate everybody tuning in too.
Yeah, I'm diehard Lakers fan. Been a Lakers fan my whole life.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
for me, it's looking at it. I think they got better. But
Yeah, yeah, they got better.
I don't know that they necessarily made the best move. I felt like they should have worked a little bit harder on Toronto for Van Vliet, who I felt like, I really felt like his addition to them would have been good. But Russell is good coming back. He was a Laker before.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Beasley can shoot, space the floor.
Defense.
Vanderbilt is a defender, rebounder, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Was a
So
starter in Minnesota.
yeah,
So
and
you got
I guess
some.
they got scorers and people that can shoot the three and defend. So I do like that more so than just getting a small point guard for Evan Lee. To be honest, I do like that we got multiple pieces that can contribute to the winner.
Yeah,
In my opinion, but like I feel like we could have done that. Like the pieces that we got, I feel like we could have made those moves without giving up rest. Selfishly, me, I feel like we could have gave up, Dennis Schroeder, or we could have given Troy Murphy, or Wyndham Gabriel, something other than Russell Westbrook. However they wanted to work it out. Thomas Bryant didn't need to be going away for 3 second rounds to the Denver, and I know that that was like a conflict of playing time due to. I don't know why they couldn't even play together. AD and Thomas Bryant couldn't. I don't know why they couldn't play together more often. So, because he actually be traded because he wanted more playing time and
hmm
things of that nature. But I feel like they could have used that and put him over there, or just did something else other than the Russell Westbrook trade to get some scoring.
I mean, yeah, those three.
Oh yeah, man, his connection.
You got me back.
Not my bad. Your connection went in and out. You good now?
Yeah, I was just saying that I felt like they was picking up those 2 seconds probably to line up something with their first, maybe Lonnie
Okay,
Walker or
okay.
somebody
For another
to try
package.
to try just to try to get like a John Collins or somebody. I felt like last day would have probably been perfect. I would have liked to see them
Yeah,
try
yeah.
to move with, some of the assets they picked back up and some of the stuff they still had. But overall, I think it worked out. I think we got better. But obviously the entire West got better. Dallas got better.
Yeah,
Phoenix
the entire
obviously got
West.
better. So
Yeah,
yeah,
we can talk about the Phoenix got KD. What's your thoughts on how you think they going to all play together? How they going to do? What's your thoughts about
it's
that?
gonna be hard to stop Booker and Durant on the floor at
Hmm.
the same time together. I think you got
CP3.
yeah,
What about
yeah.
CP3? He ain't been looking good all season for real, for real.
But you give him two studs like Booker and Durant, and he
Okay.
one thing we can say that he know what to do
Yeah,
is how to
yeah,
distribute
exactly,
how
exactly.
to
Yeah,
distribute
you
the
got the high
ball.
missile.
You know what I mean? So
Okay,
I
okay.
see them as a threat. They definitely a threat.
What about Cav? Excuse me, The Mavericks got Kyrie Irving. They traded for Kyrie Irving, and they got Marquise Morris along with that trade as well. How you think they're gonna pan out? I mean, obviously, I feel like they're gonna be struggling defensively, of course, on the
Yeah,
backcourt wise.
that's the number one thing stand out. I think they're gonna struggle defensively.
Mm.
I think they with them losing Finney Smith. I think he was a really great piece and a glue guy for them. I feel
Yes,
like,
exactly.
but I also feel like when you put a scorer like Irvin out there with Doncic, though that could be that could be scary. And
Yeah, as far as the
Kyrie,
offensive numbers they're
Kyrie
gonna
playing
put
for
up for the
something right
pressure.
now. You know, Kyrie playing for something right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it
he
could be
definitely, you
scary.
know, obviously. Yeah, he
Yeah.
been looking good. You know, the 2 games that he been playing, he been looking good. You know,
Yep.
obviously. But I feel like in order for that to work, Luka's going to have to capitulate a little more. He's going to have to give the ball a little more to Kyrie because Kyrie is brought there to do what he's supposed to be doing. You know,
Right.
obviously, you know, Luka going to have to allow him to get the balls. You know, split it up 50-50 a little more than how he's ball control heavy. You know, he kills the clock every possession. Luka wise, so. If
Yep.
Luka capitulate and allow, you know, be more 50-50, I think that they'll be really all right. But they're gonna have to buckle down on the defensive end for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. They're gonna have to lean on some of their pieces defensively for sure. But they're a threat.
Yeah, exactly, for sure. Now you see all the things that transpired. This ain't, you know, I ain't gonna hold you to this. We can get you back on here another time as it get closer. But you got a mid-season NBA Finals prediction coming out. You know, who's gonna represent the West, who's gonna represent the East? Mid-season prediction.
I do. I feel like right now, if I had to choose, I would stick with my Eastern Conference pick. The Sixers got a team. They got a unit. I feel like a lot of people not necessarily giving them the respect they deserve. I'm, you know, definitely thinking that the Sixers going to come out the East. If I had to choose a Western Conference team right now, I would probably lean on Phoenix and say a Phoenix and Philadelphia
Okay.
final.
You don't feel good things about Nuggets. I got Nuggets coming out as my midseason prediction right now.
I don't trust them yet. You know,
you don't trust them yet. Okay.
We gotta see
they
them
looking good though all season. I mean, they've been a model of consistency all season long. So I give them, you know, give them like congrats for that. Like, you know, they've been good all season long. So I mean, but we'll see what happens as they get to the playoffs. Because yeah, like I said, they got a decent team, but they always do good regular season wise. So it's just So when it comes to the playoffs with the Nuggets, we just gotta wait to see what that.
Yeah, once the tournament start, it's a different show, right? Because like now with so heavy and being bunched up there from like 12, you might run into, you know, the Lakers, Golden State Warriors, something like that in the first round. That's just because of the playing tournament.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's gonna go. You're gonna get a tough. You most likely gonna get a tough matchup.
They're gonna get a tough matchup for their first series. So we got to see how they pull together.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely can't wait till the playoffs get here because it's going to be on the pop, and especially the West is getting super crazy. It's getting wild. And we before we wrap this up, we can. What do you feel about Russell Westbrook's buyout market? Where you think he should land? I mean, obviously, selfishly, I wish magically he could just go to a team, you know, for the rest of the season and come back to the Lakers for veteran minimum. You know, my favorite player on my favorite team. That's selfishly what I want. But reality, wherever team that he's going to, he's probably going to ride it out there. You know, the rest of his career. What do you?
Yeah, I say my gut says the Clippers because he's from LA. He doesn't.
Yeah, he wants to stay home. I know he doesn't want to
leave LA. So
I know he don't want to leave.
And
that's why I was gonna sit like, we Laker fans, and he gonna go. That's my favorite player, and he going to the enemy team. Is like, man, this is crazy.
Yeah, but that's what kind of makes sense. The Clippers made some moves where they got rid of some point guards.
No point guard now. They just got all these forwards. And you got Morris and PG on, you know, talking to the media, advocating for Russell Westbrook to sign there, all that good stuff. So
I'm sure they want him.
Yeah. It's just funny how everything, because I know people ain't gonna really bring all this stuff up, but you know, the First Board Sports Show, this is what I do. I talk about everything that goes on as you know, as the stuff transpires. So when things is different months or a year from then, I'm like, I remember just months ago, a year ago, such and such, this was the case. I could have sworn just last offseason, the rumors and reports was coming out that Kawhi Leonard didn't want Russell Westbrook on his team. When Russell Westbrook reached out to Kawhi Leonard and saying, trade for me, get me on the team. And then he didn't get no response, or Russ didn't get no response back from Kawhi because Kawhi took that information, took it back to PG. Russ wants out of here. You might as well just come over here and trade with me because basically he didn't want to play with Russ. He wanted to play with Paul George. That's how all that happened. And that's what ended up making Russ go to the Wizards. Because before Russell went to the Wizards, he wanted to go to team up with Kawhi Leonard at the Clippers. I mean, but obviously he was still under that, you know, the 5-year extension max contract that he got. But look at a year later, Now, yeah, I noticed Kawhi ain't saying nothing. I'm just saying Paul George and Morris was the one saying something. Kawhi Leonard ain't saying nothing to the media. Not saying that he talks to the media anyways, but I just want to see how that's going to work. You know, because Russell Westbrook know that Kawhi Leonard didn't want him to come, you know, be with him initially. So you know, I look at all that type of stuff.
Yeah, I think the writing on the wall. I mean, he gonna have interest in the market. I think he want to stay in LA. It's gonna be his choice. Obviously, it's not gonna be where he has to pick. I think more than likely he'll wind up with the Clippers. I think that writing's on the wall already.
Yeah.
There go. There go.
And,
hold on, real quick. That's Mark 50 right there. Mark 50.
Oh, that's Mark 50.
Jumped on.
Okay. That's what I was like.
Yeah, Mark.
I was like,
Mark.
Who's that? That's why I was tripping. Like, yeah, that's like, okay.
Mark 50. Mark 50. Probably the best player I ever worked out. You know, I was a skills trainer and a coach. At a point in time where I did workouts for pro basketball players. Mark 50 is probably the best player that I probably worked out with. Best work ethic, all the drills. Is a true professional now for sure. It's glad to see. So when he say we put in 3 a days every day, that's real life in a sweaty hot gym in Frankfurt. Put in
that's work. That's how you get better. That's how you perfect the craft. That's how you get to the next level. You know what I'm saying?
Mark 50 got it now for sure. He always had it, but he got it now for sure.
Yeah, he locked in. Yeah, that's the stuff. I appreciate tuning in and supporting. Now we're wrapping this NBA stuff up. How do you feel about this? I got to ask you why I got you right now. How do you feel about some of the? We don't got to go through everything, but how do you feel about some of the NBA All-Star selections? Do you think they got it right? Do you think the NBA is trying to bring in the new guards, a whole lot of first-timers, a whole lot of baby faces, new faces in the All-Star game? Obviously, I got a big gripe of Jerry Jackson getting in over Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis' numbers is way better than him. Both guys missed time. It is what it is. Things like that in nature. Now, I know De'Aaron Fox and Anthony Edwards, them guys got voted in due to the injuries and stuff like that. I think Jimmy Butler maybe could have made it. I ain't like how they did my guy Trae Young. Thought James Harden might have had a good argument to get in there. So what was your thoughts about the All-Star selections? How you feel about it?
I felt like a lot of the people that got, or a lot of the young guys that got, a lot of them had some pretty deserving seasons, right? And a lot of them on winning teams. You know, my first one that stuck out to me was Jaren Jackson Jr. making it over Anthony Davis. I felt like Anthony Davis was playing, MVP like basketball before he got hurt and went out.
And they both missed time though. That's what I don't get it.
I felt like that first, but I mean, when you look at the landscape of everybody who made it, I mean, I would say they got it right for the most part. Some of the starters I felt like was questionable. I felt like Embiid should have been a starter. They got to figure out a way to maneuver through that. But I do feel like at the end of the day, I feel like it's a pretty solid group. You're gonna have a couple misses here and there. Everybody can't make it, but for the most part, they got a pretty solid group.
Okay. Yeah, I can't wait to watch it. Like, I'm a big fan of the NBA All-Star game. That's my thing. But I promise you, this is the last NBA thing because I skipped over this. How do you feel about the NBA, LeBron James being the all-time scoring leader of the NBA and just how that transpired? And then give him congratulations to that. But I don't like that we lost the game. I think he was so emotionally drained and worn down. I mean, he gave us 2 points in the fourth quarter, and we lose a 3-point ball game. And then you want to trade my guy Russell Westbrook for playing balls to the wall, giving hard energy. I mean, because he was like the only person that's playing hard. The rest of the fourth quarter, it seemed like Anthony Davis had a bad game. LeBron James go 2 points in the fourth quarter. Russell Westbrook scored 14 out of the 27 points that we had in the fourth quarter, and he's the one to get traded the final day. But what's your thoughts about how that? Because we need to win. At the end of the day, we 25 and 31. Like this, come on, man, this is crazy.
Yeah, I feel like the first thing to your first point with LeBron breaking the scoring record, that's something that deserves to be honored, right? That's a monument, a crazy. When you look at the number that it is, the number is crazy. So for
Oh yeah, bro, You still there? Your video on froze up a little bit. Okay, you good.
You got me back. I was just saying, right? So like for him to break that and really go on that plateau of his own, I felt like it had to be celebrated. It obviously messed up the game. We needed to win.
Yeah.
So I was frustrated about that part of it, but I think it deserved to be celebrated in the manner that it was. That's a huge piece to his legacy now, honestly. And I'm glad he did it as a Laker. Shit.
Yeah. I'm glad he did that Laker too, but I'm gonna need him to lock in right now, and it's time to go on the winning streaks and not be taking these games off strategically the way that he does. You gotta lock in. Gotta play these games. Well, 26 games less in the.
We need to win games. This is an important. After the All-Star break, that 25 game stretch is huge, especially in the West.
I'm saying we got 26 games left. You ain't got time to be wasting, man. Ain't got no time to be wasting. You got to go on the winning streak.
Yeah. I feel like with the starting lineup they have now, last piece on them with you got Russell, you add in probably Lonnie Walker as your two guard. You start LeBron, Hachimura, and Davis. That could be a really good lineup for us.
Are you like?
So
Mo should come off the bench.
I think they should start LeBron, Hachimura, and Davis together.
Okay.
I know AD don't want to play the 5 a lot, but I feel like that's
because he really don't.
In today's game, but Hachimura got size. He can play some of the bigger guys between that front line of Hachimura, James, and Davis. They should be good. I feel like.
They probably see how that worked for a while, and then see how it looks with Obama. And probably close
when you run
one time.
When you run into Philadelphia's and Denver's of the world and stuff like that, you'll need to play Bamba and Davis together.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
It's a good pickup from that. I feel like for most days, they should go with that 5. I feel like that 5 is going to be successful together. So we'll see how it comes together.
All right. Yeah, I can't wait to see my team bounce back. We need to. You let go of my favorite player. So it need to be worth it for a championship, So that's where I'm at with it. But we're done with that stuff. We're gonna move on to the things we're really here for. Before I do that, gotta shout out to my sponsors. You need fresh gear, fresh clothing, go to Cash Baby Clothing Brand. You need fresh gear, fresh clothing, go to Cash Baby Clothing Brand. You need event planning, go to Wild Production Events. You need event planning, go to Wild Production Events. All right. Before we get to the big game, can I get your thoughts on Tom Brady, the GOAT, retiring? We can't talk about football. Don't bring him up.
Yeah. I mean, he is who he is, right? He's the greatest football player to ever play. He deserves to retire. I felt like, part of it was maybe he would have came back for another year this year if he didn't go through so much during the season this past season.
The off the court, off the field stuff. Yeah,
he deserved to do what he want to do. He don't got nothing else to prove. Literally, he could have walked away years ago as the greatest. So good for him. He got that Fox deal lined up for him, 10 years, 370.
Oh my gosh, man, that's beautiful. And he's not even starting it till next year.
Yep, and I'm sure good for him. Go ahead and ride off in the sunset. He deserves it.
Yeah, man. I'm sad to see him go for real, like losing to the Cowboys like that. But he's still the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? He just losing to the Cowboys like that. Which we could also, the different team. The Cowboys, they get on my nerves, man. Can I get your thoughts on that? Do you have any thoughts on the NFL Pro Bowl? How do you feel about the flag football and the new image Pro Bowl games?
I feel like they got to keep trying shit just because it's
because I don't think this is working. I personally need something that's a continuous relay type of event.
Right.
Not necessarily so standard so scattered and broken down. It could be like 1 hour continuous relay of events. Everybody got to get a turn to go or something like that, but it's a continuous thing. Because this stuff just wasn't easy on the eyes for me. Like it was, and I'm not saying safety is good. It's good for the kids growing up. Flag football is a blessing and everything like that. But we all know why we tune in and we pay our money to watch NFL football for the hard hitting.
Yep. And I feel like the Pro Bowl, a lot of it was football is a physical sport. That's a grueling sport. So, for me, it's looking at it like, all right, they definitely shouldn't do it with pads, but I ain't really like the flag football aspect of it either. So I think they just gotta go back and figure out how they going to approach that, going forward. So
okay. All right. Well, I ain't gonna go over everything, but how do you feel about some of the NFL honors? The awards you got: Pat Mahomes, two-time NFL MVP. Also, this is Black History Month. We got to shout out not only the fact that it's two starting black quarterbacks that's gonna be starting in the Super Bowl. Pat Mahomes is the first ever two-time black quarterback to win the MVP twice. Obviously, the first black player ever to win the NFL MVP twice is, one of the GOATs in the game, the Jim Brown, in his first 2 seasons in the NFL. Geno Smith, comeback player of the year. Giants head coach Brian Daboll, NFL Coach of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year, Justin Jefferson. Nick Bosa, 49ers defensive end. He was the Defensive Player of the Year. Do you think the NFL got it right?
I think so. The one that I thought should have had a little bit more consideration was Sirianni should have got some more consideration for Coach of the Year.
Yeah, Eagles, I thought so too.
Eagles turned around from, I think, 8-8 or 8-9 last year, and to this year they come in and they, 14-3 and put 1 seed in the NFC. I felt like that deserved a little bit more. Like that team should have got some type of recognition, So I felt like Coach of the Year would have been appropriate. For
I agree with you that him and Andy Reid, they both got the best records in the league. They both got the number 1 season in both of the conference. I mean, they both had good years. I just whoa, Brian Daboll, but it's just okay, nobody had no expectations on Giants, so they're just doing it from that point of view. Giants had no expectations to get in the playoffs at all.
Yeah, I agree. That's a valid case, but I mean, when you look at to go to the best, and the Eagles were.
I
said that the Giants definitely, they got a case for Daboll. They had a really good season, but I think those type of awards should go to the very best, right? Like the MVP goes to the most valuable player. Like Coach of the Year should go to the coach that did the very best job, and it's hard to go against what Sirianni did this year with the Eagles. So I felt like that was, something they could have tightened up maybe.
Okay. Yeah. I understand. Like I said, I agree with you. I just, also Andy Reid as well with that.
Sure.
Ain't no more time to waste. Let's go ahead and get to it. Super Bowl 57, Eagles versus the Chiefs. Can you please break down who you got and why?
First,
Chiefs versus Eagles. Who you got and why?
First thing. From Philly, right? So
yep, I know. Let them know.
See them win. I want to see them do well, right? And right, like top to bottom, when you look at the Eagles team and you look at what they have from the trenches, the offensive line, defensive lines. In their secondary, they got a good linebacker crew. Obviously, their skilled players are phenomenal, right? And then Hurts does nothing but get better. I don't think this stage is too big for Hurts, to be completely honest with you. So I feel like if they come in and they play their game, they have the better. Kansas City can score and will score the ball, but I also feel like the Eagles got enough defenders to make stops when they need to, and enough offense to score to keep up with Kansas City. I see the Eagles winning it. I see them winning. If I could probably give you a score. If I gave you a score, I would probably say 31-28.
Okay, I got 28-20 Eagles. That's what I got. And I got more of a ball control game. I got Jalen Hurts controlling the pace of the game, being the point guard, winning the time of possession. We're gonna run this thing. We're gonna keep Pat Mahomes on the sideline. We got the good defense, so we're not gonna kill our defense on having multiple possessions. We're just gonna play smart football out here. We're gonna milk the clock. Maybe take our time getting to the line, walk into the line, things of that nature. Just draining the clock, killing them with the run game. Obviously, got those 2 dynamic receivers on the outside to get them involved when necessary. To move the chains throughout the course of the drive. But I expect slow, methodical drives, heavy on the run, passing when they need to. They got the tight end also. There's going to be a lot of 2-man running game, 3-man running game, including Hurts. I just see them moving the chains slowly and getting the points accumulated like that, keeping Pat Mahomes on the sideline.
Yeah, I mean, and they could play to whatever style they need
Yeah,
to play to.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Whatever style, because week to week is whatever style. But I'm saying this is the game plan for this game.
Yeah, and I think that that's a strong. If they had that game
Yeah.
plan and could execute it, I think that they could very well so. But the scary thing about them is that if for some reason that game plan doesn't work, they can pivot, play a whole nother style, and still be like if they need to play fast and hurry up and sit around.
Yeah.
If they need to run the ball and basically ground and pound, they can do that. You know, they can kind of do whatever, however they need to play the game. And I think their ability to pivot and make adjustments is going to be important for them. So,
okay. Now, so you got your Eagles winning all that. Now, can you tell the audience, is the city going to go crazy? Is the city going to go down when they ain't going to know how to act when it's time to celebrate, ain't?
And listen, so back in 2018 now, when they won a couple years ago.
Patriots.
Yep, I wasn't living here. I was living in Columbia, South Carolina at the time.
Okay.
I was I was working. I was in a senior operations management role for Amazon at the time, so I was kind of living out there. So long story short, I was on FaceTime with one of my homies who was like down on Broad and like Vine, like right on Broad Street. And the shit was a zoo. It was crazy.
Oh man.
I mean, you go back and look at when I was looking at all the videos,
That's what I'm saying. Stuff on social media.
My God, it's crazy. So I can't wait for them. If they win tomorrow, I'm gonna definitely be down there because I'm back in Philly now. I've been back a couple years. So if they win tomorrow, I plan on going down Broad Street. I'll make sure I get on live and let y'all.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm gonna be tuning in. You know what I mean? Peeping that out. But it's crazy because I already, y'all acting like y'all already won it already. I'm talking about the people that, people that's regular people, but famous people. You got Kevin Hart going crazy, acting the fool already. You got, Gilly the Kid and everybody. Y'all getting real hype on already. I see what's going on. Y'all acting like they crowned y'all already. Some of y'all, but you know how y'all believe in yourself heavy. And like I said, I believe y'all gonna get the job done too. But I already know y'all gonna be unbearable. Y'all definitely gonna be unbearable.
Yeah, they gonna run the city up tomorrow. It's gonna be a party for sure. When they do it's gonna be crazy. So.
Okay. Now, I want to ask you about, I know us, we sports people, we tuning in for the football game, but let's be honest. The real reason why billions and billions of people is going to be tuning in and watching that is going to be pulling up to watch Rihanna. Can we get your thoughts on Rihanna during the halftime show?
I'm
how do you feel about that?
I'm happy to see her getting back out there doing some music. We ain't seen her in a while.
Appreciate everybody tuning in.
So hopefully.
Yeah, that's been a while for her.
She gonna put on the show though. She one of the great performers, great artists out there. Don't matter. It's probably like riding the bike for her. I'm pretty sure she's gonna get there.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be one of the greatest performances ever. She's on that type of level, so it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be great. I appreciate her doing this because she definitely don't got to at all. So it's dope that she's doing this.
A person in Miami, I think back in 2015, I want to say it was, or 2016. I seen her in person on one of her tour stops in Miami, and she lit it up. It was good. I went with my wife. It was a good time. Like that shit was turned up. So she gonna put on a good show. I can say from what I've seen from her in person, she gonna put on a good show.
Yeah, and I know that's fast because she definitely make music for the fellas. So like she make music for for all types of people. Now, do you have a favorite Rihanna song? Because mine's is Pour It Up, Pour It Up. That's mine.
Yeah, that's a good one. For me, I don't know. She got so.
She do got so many hits, but I'm telling you that that Pour It Up. Hey, that thing that hits different. That definitely hits different.
Yeah. I can't really pick one. Her catalog is pretty. It's hard for me to pick one.
Okay. Yeah, she got plenty of hits. I know she definitely got plenty of hits. So it ain't nothing. What's your plans for the Super Bowl? You just watching it with the family? Go to a party or something?
Yeah. So one of my homies own a restaurant he probably gonna have a watch party. Probably check
Okay,
them
okay,
out. You know, go over watch it with them. You know,
okay. That's
and
gonna be
then
dope.
yeah,
That's
just
gonna be
kick
dope.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
should be a
So
good time. You know,
yeah.
it's all. So you know, he had like I said, he got refs around having a watch party. A couple people come through. You know, it should
Okay,
be a
okay,
good
okay.
time. So,
Yeah, yeah. That's beautiful. Okay, make sure everybody having a safe, good time. So yeah, that's what's up.
but
Um, since we on the NFL, I gotta wrap this up because I mean, I just the Super Bowl media week, all types of stories, everything is coming out. So I just gotta bring this up. What's your feelings on NFL being scripted via this former running back Adrian Foster from the weak Texans?
I seen that. I seen that, and I
I know
seen
people
it.
just be talking, but this really just making now you got everybody being in the butt of the jokes and oh, this is part of the script. So it's crazy,
Yeah, I
man.
seen it. I read it, and I kind of passed. I kind of passed it because, like, at the end of the day, I mean, I don't feel like sports is scripted. I feel like the NFL is too physical and too grueling of a sport. Like it's serious shit.
Exactly,
You
exactly.
can't script somebody tearing an ACL or blowing a knee or God forbid even like the whole Damar Hamlin thing. Like you can't script that type of shit.
Yeah, yeah, stuff like
You
that.
know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So like and that stuff changes outcomes and impacts of games and seasons all the time. Injuries is one of the biggest
Yeah.
things that changes stuff in NFL seasons and for teams. So like I don't feel like that part can be scripted. So for me, it's hard for me to believe that, but people will put the narrative out there and say whatever. But
Yeah,
me personally,
yeah.
I don't believe that.
Okay, okay. Yeah, man. I don't believe it. Competitors go out there and compete. They want to win. People fighting for 50-50 loose balls, knowing games on the line at this given play. We're going to think consciously, oh, we're not supposed to be, win this game. Nah, guys are trying to win these games out here.
I agree.
Obviously, some people, got a high level of wanting it more than others. That's why these guys is more, successful or more of a superstar than others. But guys be wanting to win. Even like the weak people sitting on the bench. I mean, they would feel like they could contribute to winning too. I mean, even though they're sitting on the sideline or sitting on the bench or whatever the case may be. So guys do want to play and guys want to win. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to ask you this last time, but everything all wrap. We'll wrap all this up like this. What do you value more, good coaching or good talent?
Uh, I would have to say good coaching. When I really, really, truly think about it, I think that
Okay.
talent is obviously a huge part of for an athlete, right? That's a huge factor. If you have the talent within the sport that you're looking in, I think that genuinely when you go out there and you look at basketball players and you look at the great ones, a lot of them have had talent, but you can look at some who haven't been the most talented and got the most out of what they're supposed to get. When we talked about Tom Brady not that long ago. Tom Brady
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
not some get to do, but coaching played a huge role for him, and obviously some of his perseverance and preparation
Hmm.
and knowledge and learning and developing. That was all worked for. So I feel like coaching, you'll have people who are talented enough, but if they don't get coached the right way or taught the right way, then that talent kind of goes down the toilet. You know what I mean? A lot of times. So
Okay, okay.
I don't know. For me, if I had to make a decision, I would say coaching. But top talent plays a huge
Yeah, yeah.
factor.
I'm
Like
taking top talent all day, every day. Now it's interesting. I know people. So I ask people. It's interesting. Everybody's different answer. But I'm always going to take the talent because, especially like I know several coaches. Different type of coaches over the years, and like the good coaches that always stick out to me. I was always let it be known we can always draw up the plays and do everything we do, but y'all gotta go out there and execute. You guys gotta go out there and give us effort. You gotta go out there and execute. So that's how I look at it. But no, that's definitely a very interesting way that you broke it down. We getting out of here. Do you got any closing things and closing remarks that you want to say before we get out of here? Anything that that's going on? I appreciate you doing this, joining me for Super Bowl Media Week. Thank you for doing this on on your day off. I definitely appreciate you doing this, man.
yeah, for sure. I mean, for me, I hope everybody enjoy Super Bowl. Right, that's going to be good this weekend. So hopefully that's
Yeah.
a good experience for everybody. And yeah, tune in, watch the NBA down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
it should be good
It's gonna be a show.
good theater going down the stretch. And yeah, maybe we'll tap back in sometime around April when the playoffs roll,
Yeah.
and we'll talk about what we look like then. But I think going down the stretch for the last 25, hopefully everybody tune in and watch. It should be good theater.
Okay. And yeah, hopefully, obviously, since you've been back around here, maybe you can pull up to the April 15th. I'm doing my first ever Fresh Bar Sports Show live event. I did send you the flyer to that, but I'm doing my first ever Fresh Bar live audience podcast. Got a couple 3 performances to break up the talking. We got 3 performances just gonna break up the talking. We got me and the panel of guests gonna be chopping it up. It's gonna be food. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be safe. Got security. It's gonna be good vibes, good energies. It's gonna be something lit, unique, different from my York, Pennsylvania area. I mean, I know y'all Philadelphia, y'all used to all types of big events, and y'all have I'm Athlete podcast pull up, do the same thing. It's gonna be the same type of vibes of how I'm Athlete came and did the live audience show. It's gonna be the exact same type of vibes, So definitely, hopefully you can pull up to that.
That sounds like a vibe. We played York, a lot back when I went to Central Penn and I was in the Harrisburg area. So
yeah.
We ain't no strangers to York.
Yeah. So definitely, man. Hopefully see you around then. Like I said, that'll be the Saturday after Easter, so that'd be dope. But thanks again for doing this. Let you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Till the next time, we're gonna let this cook, let it marinate, let it bubble up. Appreciate you tuning in to the Fresh Bar Sports Show. Thanks.
All right. Thanks for having me, bro. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Talk to you later.